When did building stop being fun? I've been thinking about this quite a bit. And I feel like in order to answer that, I was like, well, what did it feel like when building was really fun? So for me, when building was super duper fun, um, I feel like I would give myself permission to try things without pressure, right? So I think about how when I was first starting to build, I'm like, let me post these videos. I want to I want to encourage people. I want to specifically talk to Black women building. I want to do all these things. And I was just so sheerly, just genuinely excited, right? To talk about anything related to that, right? I wasn't trying to hit a mark. I wasn't trying to hit a metric. I wasn't trying to check off anything. I was literally just so excited that this could be an avenue by which I share anything, knowledge, encouragement, etc. So like that was not pressure. It was giving myself permission to explore and just being excited by the exploration in and of itself. So it's like that phrase, finding joy in the journey. I didn't have a goal where I was like, I want to get 1 million followers by March, whatever the case may be, right? It was genuinely like, what message feels true for me that I can share with the world. And so that was really fun for me as I was thinking about what was a fun part of building, right? Another part is I am such a connector. I call it like shaking hand making friends, right? Shaking hands making friends, right? I genuinely love meeting new people, hearing their story, sharing my story, seeing where things connect, seeing where I can learn something new. And so it's really fun to build when I'm able to build community around that thing, right? So, um, one other thing too, I think about my solo travels, right? I think about when I go anywhere, I was like, dang, I guess I do always build community. I never meet a stranger, right? I meet friends on the plane. I meet friends when I land at the hotel, wherever I go, right, or decide to do. Um, it is all relationships are really important to me, and connection is really important to me, and I can do so very easily. And so it's really dope to think about in that building phase, all the people that I began to meet, talk to, and hear about their journeys as well in that space. And so that was another way, or that is another way that building is fun for me. And then I touched on this a little bit already, but just this idea that nothing is tied to a specific outcome. And now this speaks to the control freak that lives in me, admittedly, right? I've been working on it. I'm in therapy, all the things we make in progress. Okay. But when I think about just the need to have all of this control over, is this the correct input to get the correct output? Is this, am I positioned well? Am I doing this right? Is this the right are these the right buzzwords to use, because YouTube, pays attention to the words that you use, and so does the algorithm, and did it, like, all of these things, right? And there are specific outcomes that we set for ourselves that can sometimes make things feel much more confined and cagey than they need to be. And so I think, and I'm not saying, and so this is where this is like a middle, what do you call it? Just a murky middle, right? I'm not saying that we don't need goals, and we don't need, I don't need goals, and I don't need to set a benchmark or something I'm driving toward or things like that. But I will say that my overly intentional and direct focus on those things has made this journey less fun, right? And so I'm again in that murky middle. I'm trying to figure it out. So this is not a like, I got it all figured out, follow these 3 steps, right? I don't have that for this, right? This is just sharing, right? And hoping that someone can feel validated and seen in this as well. Because honestly, I'm trying to find the balance, right? Um, Again, I think about my solo travels where I'm so easily able to decide I'm going to go to some new country, right? Get my flight and then get on the plane and figure the rest out, right? And always have an amazing time, except for that one time in Barcelona. But most of the time, 99% of the I have a great time. And so, how can I apply some of those principles to what I am doing on this journey of building, of putting something together that I can give back into the world, right? That will be beneficial for those who it's for, right? And so I just and so all of this was sparked. Let me say this as well. By this morning, because I'm always on YouTube looking at things, learning things. And shout out to Glow because I stay on her videos and looking at them and just gleaning from them. Amazing, amazing. And she was talking about this piece of, you don't know what folks are going to be drawn to or want to hear more of until you actually get the things out there. But then so yes, that received that message, check, right? Somehow I got to this piece around thumbnails and me not knowing that I needed thumbnails for my video. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I hit Chat GPT, I call it friend. Friend, you didn't tell me I needed thumbnails for my videos. I've been posting these videos, blah, blah, blah. And chat has become um very cognizant of how it speaks to me. Chat is like, friend, you're not behind. You're right where you need to be. You got the content out. That's the most important part. It's so funny. It talks to me in this like de-escalation, whatever. I guess I'll always be on one. But anyway, I went down this thumbnail rabbit hole. And when I tell you I had so much fun, it's so random doing the rabbit hole. Ha 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 doing the thumbnails for my videos, right? Um, it was just such a small task, but I love, creating things. I love, I also love a good branding scenario. But just being able to go through, find the photo, figure out what the text is going to say, play with it, right? Like see all the things. Like that was so fun for me. And I spent probably about an hour or so just doing that. And I thought about it like, when is the last time I had this fun building something for myself or building my business, etc. So I said, well, let me take to these YouTube streets, okay, and see what the people think, right? Are you having fun building, right? Do you find yourself also in this murky middle where it's just like, I don't know, right? Like I know I need a goal, but I don't want all that pressure. I know I need to drive towards something, but I need to keep the main thing the main thing. And really it's the joy in the journey and all and just enjoying the things, right? Because it's a privilege to be able to say, well, let me just put up my tripod and just begin to talk and share, right? And be able to do that in community with others, right? And so my reflection for today and my challenge for myself is to how can I find more joy in the journey? How can I have more fun while I'm building and creating things to share with all of you? So, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm so excited to be on this journey. We'll see when it gets a little bit further down the line. Might be saying something a little different, but here we are. And just excited to see what comes. So remember to have fun today building whatever it is you're building.